Monster Hunter World has a lot of something I greatly dislike: bad writing.
Yo, did you hear? We're almost there.
Featuring many memorable and creatively named characters such as Excitable A-lister. And this is Serious Handler. The entire plot is anchored around these behemoth monsters and the mystery surrounding their purpose, but then devolves into your typical protagonist needs to save the world cliche. Main story missions that advance the narrative feel unpolished and were by far my least favorite to play through, but for the first time ever, none of that matters. Monster Hunter World bypasses those criticisms by being, at its core, a fun game, and you've got plenty of choice here in how you want to approach it. Everything from your weapon type, armor type, the tools that you want to bring, traps that you want to use, the potions you'll need to craft, they all complement each other, supporting the whole spectrum of gameplay styles. Quite early on, I came across this tanky monster which, when fighting with this little tiny sword, I was a pretty insignificant threat. So, we go back, make the big hammer, hit him in the head with the hammer. Hit him in the head with the hammer. Bah! From these remains, I can now craft new weapons and armor, both literally and symbolically becoming the true monster. Most missions can be split into two main stages: the hunt, where you track down your monster, and then the kill, when you execute it. Probably one of the biggest criticisms you'll hear about the Monster Hunter games is that the fights go on for way too long, and personally, I think this is a bit of a misconception. If you're doing the fights properly, I'd say about a quarter of that time is spent doing the preparations, equipping useful equipment, tracking down your monster, and then chasing it when it tries to flee, which, admittedly, when I first played a Monster Hunter game, this was really annoying. Outside of Monster Hunter, previously I've played a lot of Dark Souls, and in that game, bosses don't run. The fight engages you for the whole duration, and then any break from it outside of beating the thing is usually indicative of the player doing something wrong here. I think this is why people react negatively when the monsters run away. Don't you fucking run from me, you fucking little piece of shit, because they instinctively question whether or not they've made some kind of mistake. Damn it, I didn't mean to kill you. I wanted to capture you. Is that not how you capture them then? After enough fights, however, you'll start to recognize this as routine instead of accidental and take better advantage of this break period. Let's sharpen the old sword. It's intended as an opportunity to resharpen your weapon and strategize, adding another layer of mastery to your hunts. I'll shoot that stuff down. Yeah, you can. I could have crushed him with that. Maybe next time I'll do something smart like that. Knowing the behaviorisms of your monster is a skill in and of itself, and so understanding where it will likely retreat to gives you an additional sense of mastery, which I found quite satisfying. It looks like he's pretty much done for, so... Oh look. It's kind of sad. He must be really low. Oh, he's sleeping. You arrogant prick. How are you gonna fall asleep in the middle of our fight? Seriously? Wake the fuck up, you piece of shit! So far, we've touched on some of the core mechanisms and inner workings of this game, but how well is this all conveyed to the player? The answer might surprise you very poorly. There's something important I need to talk to you about. Different weapons offer eating meals, can boot, tutorial, quests, you're free to explore. Can now depart on the Defender armor set, upgrading weapon. First, forge the Defender line of weapons to this movie. These weapons are... Wow, game, is it LS to move? That's incredible. I didn't think all this time I'd struggled with moving. 10 plus hours into the game and they're still spamming me with these twitlongs explaining stuff I'll never use. You're honestly just better off figuring it out for yourself anyway, or searching the wiki pages as and when reading becomes necessary. Despite all of this information being repeatedly shoved in your face, I still found myself struggling at times to figure this game out. Are you the thing that I need to catch sight of? I want to just complete the thing that I came here to do. I have no clue. Maybe there. Hey, this looks promising. Is that the thing I'm supposed to be catching sight of? Have I caught sight of you now? Nope, I guess not. Those fireflies are supposed to be your foremost reference as to where you need to go, but most of the time they're more interested in these nearby collectibles rather than the actual main objective. During the story segments, the game takes a huge nosedive in quality when it just dumps you into this completely new area with absolutely no direction for how to progress. Monster Hunter is just generally structured really weirdly. Real quick, what's your favorite thing about MMORPGs? I bet none of you said the menus. In my opinion, this game is best experienced single player, where you can explore at your own pace, on your own terms, but to do that, you're gonna have to go through these MMO style menu systems. Before you even load into the game, you need to make a game session. Before a hunt, you need to set a player limit, which feels really unintuitive to keep coming back to for every mission. Quests get handed in similarly to how they are in MMOs. On Steam, this game is even tagged as an MMO. Massively multiplayer Steam, 4-player does not count. Once you can get past the dialogue, the tutorials, the menus, and then finally get back to the core of what Monster Hunter World is, the gameplay is nearly untouchable. I don't even want to think about the hours of work that must have gone into designing these monsters and building up this game world. It really paid off and makes for some of the most engaging gameplay you can find. I just think if it had a simpler foundation and a better user experience outside of the core gameplay, it would really help round out those rough edges and broaden this game's already wide appeal. I'll leave you with this final point of interest. Monster Hunter World features customizable porcine gameplay.